Stories about the Battle of Gettysburg very much revolve around men, and with good reason. However, today we're going to go a little bit deeper. Today in our author spotlight, we're looking at women. Marie LaPres joins me for an author spotlight. Her book, Though the War Shall Rise Against Me, is the first book in a series of historical fiction novels. Marie, it's lovely to talk with you. I know you are not from here in the Mid-State, but it was a visit to the Mid-State that sparked the idea for this book. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, so I was on a vacation with my family. We are always liking to go visit new places, see new things. And my mother's always instilled a very big love of history with me and my siblings. And so we were on a vacation. We hit up Gettysburg, among a couple other places on the east side. We are from West Michigan. And so we were able to hit up a lot of good historic sites, and Gettysburg was one of them. And the story of the civilians especially really stuck with me. So that's what really started that whole thing in the idea of writing and really getting more into that with more research.
And you specifically say you were really interested in Jenny Wade.
Yep. So yeah, heard the story of Jenny Wade and was very interested in that. And so want to do some more research on that. And when I read, I like to read fiction. And I realized that while there were a few books that included her in it, there wasn't one that really focused more on her that I could find. And so I was able to start to research and kind of have that idea of doing that all on my own.
So tell me about the characters in the book. Who are these women?
So with the research, Jenny Wade is one of the main characters in the book. And so she's an actual historic figure, of course, who's the main character. And then I also created 3 more characters who really represent the women that would have been there at the time. Charlotte Turner, who is living out on a farm and has to run the farm all on her own when her dad leaves to fight. Alexandra Sadler, recently married, and her husband goes off to fight. And then Augusta Lewis, a young woman who's also been recently married, but she was born and raised in the South, but she lives throughout the war with her husband's family in Gettysburg. So different perspectives, different ideas. And really those 3 characters are a combination of many different women who were in the war at that time.
What happened on the battlefield? That, of course, is very well documented, and especially here in the Mid-State, people are very well versed in that. And though your book is, pretty fictional for the most part, what do you really hope to illustrate?
So I am a teacher. That's my regular day job. I teach middle school. And so I love teaching about history, and I know, especially from my students' perspectives and just humans in general, we learn by stories. So being able to take the information from Gettysburg throughout the whole 4 years of the war and really educate people in what life was like at that time period through stories and through actual individuals.
What does the title of the book mean?
So when I was doing my research, I realized that a lot of people really leaned on their faith in order to get through the conflict. And one of the very last Bible verses that Jenny Wade read before she was killed was the 27th Psalm. And so that's what that's from.
And I want to point out, there are 3 more books in this series.
Yeah, once I got going with the first one, continued with some other trips. We went down to Fredericksburg, Pennsylvania, and so learned a little bit more there and decided that there were just so many more stories to tell. And so the other 3 books in the series, one takes place in Fredericksburg, Virginia, one takes place in Vicksburg, Mississippi, so further west, and the final one takes place in Petersburg, Virginia, so 3 areas that were hit very hard by the war. And able to, again, tell different stories, look at different perspectives from a lot of different individuals there. And they are all linked by, I mentioned Charlotte Turner, they're all linked by her family. So you do kind of have it as a series, but they all cover the 4 years of the war. So you can read them, I'll tell people, you can read them in any order or as that actual series, or just individually, depending on your interest level.
Right, this is really interesting. Thank you so much for taking time out of your teaching day to talk with us about it.